Hello.
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 Welcome to
Socially Unsocial.
I'm Patti,
And I'm Danielle
and we're your hosts
with the mostest.
with the singing voices of Fergie and Jesus.
Yes.
Welcome.
Was that like a SNL when they sang like an intro, or was that like a movie or something? Hello, hello, hello.
Oh, I don't know. I like it though.
But I don't know why I'm singing because I have a horrible voice.
We're going to implement that season 2. Hello, hello, hello. No, it's Grease when they have that ding, ding, ding. Remember in Grease, like the girl in the office, the school office?
I remember that.
Rydell High.
Yeah.
Ding. Oh, I should get a xylophone to start us out.
Patti can't really reference any movies, and yet she goes back to Grease that was like made in the 1970s.
I grew up on Grease. I know like every line. I know every dance move.
You would.
Go Grease. Na, 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 na.
Yeah, family videos of you guys all doing Grease lightning.
Shockingly, no, not Grease. Shockingly.
I feel like we need to have a Palumbo reunion and you need to gather them all to do Grease lightning and put that on YouTube or TikTok and you guys will sensationally become viral.
I always see these sisters that are dancing on TikTok and I'm always like, could have done that. That could have been me growing up.
Could you imagine if TikTok was around when you guys were all dancing in your kitchen?
I know. Thank God. I mean, thank God it wasn't, because the memories just like live in my head, and some are on home video and I love watching it, but they're like ours to keep. And also we're just not famous. So,
but you would have been an influencer at the age of 8.
No, I don't think I would have been.
Okay. Well, if you guys remember last week, I was saying positive Patti went away. Another example.
You know, that is so fun. I don't know what's going on with me, Danielle.
Have you been taking the NAD? Did you stop taking it?
Yeah. And I stopped taking a few things.
Oh, well, we figured it out.
You know what? I've been so freaking sick that like...
Maybe that's why you've been sick, because you stopped taking it.
True.
All right, let's get back on track there, girl.
Okay.
Let's get back on track.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm on track now.
Okay, good.
Today's the day.
Today's the day.
I'm taking all my supplements and all the things.
It's the first Monday of February.
Oh my gosh, we did it.
We did it.
February.
We made it to January.
We made it through.
Oh, through January, not
through January.
Through January.
To the love month. Yes.
Hearts, cupids, candy, cards.
You know what? My friend Bailey gave me a mug for Christmas, and she gave it to a few of our girlfriends, and it says Self-Love Club. So here's the thing. If you hate Valentine's Day or you hate February and you're starting to see all the red hearts everywhere, just take it for yourself, right? Don't think of it as, oh, shoot, I'm alone. I don't have anybody to give that to. Guess what? Yes, you do. Give it to yourself. Buy yourself the flowers.
Yeah, go in the mirror and high five yourself. Kiss yourself. Hug yourself.
Okay. Now I want to be a fly on the bathroom wall when you are kissing yourself in the mirror.
Oh. Ooh, let's see. I got to set up my camera in my bathroom and we'll just do morning videos.
That'll go viral. Yeah. I don't know if it's the kind of viral that we want, but yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, just remember that you are enough just the way that you are.
Just the way you... We're going to sing today, right? Isn't that Bruno Mars?
That is Bruno.
Yeah.
I love that song so much. I love Bruno Mars too. What happened to him? Where is he?
Didn't he just come out with a new song with somebody, Rose?
Oh, the APT. Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
And I love that song so much.
What are they saying in it?
Okay, I guess it's like some...
Are they saying APT?
I think it's more like apata.
Yeah, I listened to it the other day and I'm like, man, I'm old. I have no idea what the song means.
You guys, we need to get Danielle doing the dance with me.
There's a dance?
There's a whole dance. Oh my God, we're weeks behind. So by the time we even learn the dance, we're going to be it's going to be like 3 months old, but we'll do it. We will do it. I'll teach it to you.
Okay, well, send it to me so I can start learning it, practicing it, doing all the things.
I think it's almost better if you just wing it.
I don't wing dances, Patti. I don't. Like I said, we've talked about this before. We had weeks and months of practice for your dance recital for your wedding. And if I go back and look at that video, I fucked up a lot.
Well, even I messed up. You just still smile. That's showbiz, babe.
You had a reason. You were the bride. You were the center of attention. You had all eyes on you.
Love it.
I'm just stupid when it comes to that. Uncoordinated, clumsy.
No. Anytime that you get in front of people like that, it is nerve-wracking. Even if you're not the bride, even when you're the bridesmaid, it's so nerve-wracking to do a dance. I still, to this day, when I think about it, I get butterflies in my stomach. Just thinking about how lucky I am that when I turned to my bridal party and I said, hey guys, you know that real popular trend where everyone's doing these flash mobs. This is back in 2012. I'm like, I want to do that. And everybody, whether they liked it or not, they went along with it. But I remember after one practice that we had, and you go, I can't believe how much fun this was. I actually looked forward to it. And it's like,
I said that?
Yep. I'll never forget it.
Are you making this up?
Nope. We were doing the pony move and you were like, okay. And you said that. And I always think about that because it's funny. We talk about how like your memories, how things stick with you. That is something that stuck with me so much because I felt really bad. And rightly so, I should have felt bad making it or asking this of everybody to become, America's next best dance crew essentially at my wedding. But I just remember you doing that and saying that you were excited because it goes to show me that sometimes when you force yourself to do something outside of your comfort zone, that it doesn't have to be awful and that you can kind of find goodness in it. And especially moving your body to music, dancing,
endorphins.
Let's go. Yeah.
This just leads back to when you don't want to do something and your body's telling you don't want to do it, but once you get there, you're so glad you did it.
I love that.
Because I had a conversation with a friend the other day and called her, checked in, was asking her some questions. And she's like, I don't know what my problem is anymore. She's like, I just want to stay inside the house. I don't want to do anything. I feel like my grandma who just sat at home all day and just watched her stories and smoked a bunch of cigarettes and just hung out with her cats. And I was like, well, at least you don't have cats. There's a bonus, right?
You're not quite there yet. Close.
I go, but sometimes the problem is when you work from home, and you don't have to leave the house and you're just in the house, especially in the winter months. It's hard because you don't have any change in your day. You don't have any ups and downs and ebbs and flows, and it's very mundane. So it's easy just to stay stagnant and do nothing. But then I was telling her, I said, I've been telling a lot of people, and I even have to force myself. I have a conversation with myself like, oh, it's so much easier just to go home and sit on the couch and do nothing, or not leave the house and sit on the couch and do nothing. And then you mother F yourself when you're driving to wherever you need to go, being like, oh, I really wish I was on the couch. But then as soon as I get there and I'm surrounded by the people that are there, I'm like, I'm so glad I chose to get off the couch and do it, because memories aren't made sitting on the couch. Memories are made by actually doing things and interacting with people.
Yeah.
Which then she's like, I don't know, maybe it's, something else. I just feel like I don't have kids and I'm just trying to figure out like, what's my legacy? What's my legacy? Like, what am I leaving behind? And she was struggling with this. And I kind of thought, because I don't have kids either. And I feel like, well, I shouldn't feel ashamed about my life and my death and my legacy because I don't have children. So I was like, well, does children define you and define your legacy? I said, there's plenty of people out there that have left behind legacies that don't have children. And just because you have children doesn't mean that you're creating a legacy for them or for yourself. I believe your legacy should be how you're feeling the day you die, in that split second of the moment when you know your life is over, when everything's flashing through your head. Did you live your best life? Did you live up to your potential? And I feel like that's what your legacy should be. Do you agree?
100%. Well, it's funny to even think. I don't think legacy is the right word when you think about the fact that you have children. You're not leaving behind a legacy. You're leaving behind what? Like a bloodline, maybe. The next generation. I think a lot of adults blame their parents for so much. So to think that you as an adult, you're not leaving behind anything. You're not changing the world in any way. You're not leaving the world a better place because you don't have children. Absolutely not. I don't agree. I think that it's so much bigger than that. And to be honest, if at the end of the day, if all I left behind was, say, children, that's not what I want. I want my legacy to be what is in their hearts, what I've shown them, the way that I've shown up in life every day. That's my legacy, the way I've made people feel, the way that you've inspired other people, made the world a better place. I mean, it could be your job. It could be a hobby. It could be just any random thing that you're passionate about. As you were talking, I was thinking about a quote that I love from my favorite movie, A Bronx Tale. If you haven't seen it, it's great. And in there, they say the saddest thing in life is wasted talent. And anybody can become a parent.
And just because you are one doesn't mean you're a good one.
Absolutely. It's very hard to be a good parent. I try every day. I mean, it's so hard because I'm not perfect. I'm not patient enough. I'm not calm enough. I don't know everything. Like we talked about last week, it's my first time being a parent. It's my first time being an adult. Like this stuff is hard. It's my first time trying to navigate somebody else's feelings and the weight that kids put on their parents. It's a lot and it should be, right? And that's why we all need to go to therapy, do the things, really try to be our best selves, not even just for our children, but for our friends and for our parents and for our siblings and for the strangers that we come across. Maybe that is so much more of your legacy than having a family to leave behind, than having children to leave behind, because maybe people don't talk of you, on stage and this and that about all the great things that you've done. But there's going to be people that, upon anybody's death,
Right.
the people that think of you for months or days or on a random, you said how predictable you are recently. And I said, I think that's a great thing to be thought of. That is like random things like that are going to be the legacy that I want to leave on a beautiful sunny day when I think, oh my God, my dad would love the colors of the sky right now. Or at the sunset. Oh my gosh, I could just hear him saying, everybody get together, go look at the sunset over there. That's what I want my legacy to be, the feeling, the memories.
Right. And if you look it up, it's very generic.
Legacy?
Legacy, something left to a person by or as if by will. So it's almost monetary,
Yeah,
right?
interesting.
It sounds.
Yeah.
And then it says, how would you describe someone's legacy? And then the legacy you leave, a reflection of your life. For others, legacy refers to a lasting impact in the way you will be remembered for generations to come. Legacy can be career accomplishments, financial aspects, or loved ones' incredible character.
Aww.
And I think that last one is something that I will hold dear to myself because all you have is your character. All you have is your word, and your words have to match your actions. I know this is very morbid, and I'm kind of a morbid person if you don't know this already. But if you can imagine passing away and hearing what people are saying about you as they're attending your funeral, listening to the eulogy that is given by your loved ones, what people are saying behind your back after you pass. Are you happy? If you can really be honest with yourself and think about all those things that would be said about you, are you happy with what is being said? And if you're not, then you need to change your legacy.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, I know a lot of people aren't honest probably when
Correct.
they're reading eulogies and they're talking about people. Of course, you always hear like, they were so nice, they were so amazing, and probably behind closed doors, they're MFing me or whoever.
Well, I hope that person, and I'll make sure that whoever's giving your eulogy actually liked you, okay? I won't let them be the type that's just going to go up there and say a bunch of BS, because there's enough people that would go up there and say nice things. Don't you worry about
Right.
that, okay? But yeah, it is
But
funny.
I'm not worried. I actually already wrote my eulogy. It's in a Google Doc, and then whoever wants to just have enough balls to read it, it doesn't even have to be true. They just need to read it.
Oh my gosh, I love this. Of course you do.
That's how much of a control freak I am.
Oh my gosh. I love that. Oh my God. And you know what? I love writing. So pressure to whoever has to give my eulogy. Who will it be? Who do you think would give yours?
I think, didn't we talk about this?
No.
We should write our own eulogy.
Oh, we did talk about this.
And then we'll read them. But is that like very vain?
No, I think that's like a
luck?
therapy
It's
workshop.
therapy? Okay.
Yeah, that's something. That's something like, why do
Any therapists out there listening, psychologists, are we insane, or is this a good healthy exercise?
Yeah, right. No, I don't know. I don't know who would speak or what they would say or whatever, but what I love when I frequent all these funerals I go to, I guess, horrible and sad, but I love hearing the stories that I wouldn't have ever heard, right? Because same with social media, you have one view of people. So hearing and like seeing and I don't know, being privy to like that moment in the kitchen one time when, like it just any sort of like that is the legacy I care about. The laughter, the joy, the love, the connections, all that.
Yeah.
That's what I love hearing about.
No, it's funny because my friend the other day we were going to dinner and she just wanted to start early and I was like, oh no, I have a memorial to go to. She goes, you know, a lot of people that die.
Right? Yep.
I'm like, I think at that age, maybe now. I don't know.
You're not at that age, no, but just a lot of people, you care a lot. And I mean, the only thing in life that's certain is death and taxes. So it's like,
And
when
most
you know a
people
lot
don't
of
even
people,
pay their taxes.
yeah, right. So when you know a lot of people, you're going to a lot of
Yeah.
unfortunate, sad events.
But I feel like it is humbling. So maybe people who don't feel humbled, even if you don't know somebody, find a funeral, go to it.
Oh my God.
Attend
A
it.
funeral crasher.
Yeah, listen to the stories.
If you guys
Be
want good
inspired.
advice, yeah, just keep following us. Life advice. You got nothing to do on the weekends? Go check out your local funeral parlors.
Yeah, open up the paper, find the obituaries that are happening locally.
Oh my gosh.
Subscribe to your local funeral home for updates.
Yeah, if you want to humble yourself. That's how you started it. If you want to humble yourself, go to a funeral. No.
But I always
sounds horrible.
I feel really good after it. In a weird, like, I know it probably sounds really shitty.
First off, I'm going to die. Pun intended. I can't believe you just said that. That's so funny. Oh my
I
God.
guess I got to choose my words wise. I feel inspired, I should say. How about that? I feel inspired.
So you feel really good after funerals.
Well,
is that
yeah, like I feel humbled or inspired.
To live better.
Right. Especially if it's someone you don't know and you're going to just pay respects to the person that you do know that lost somebody.
Right.
And now you're hearing these stories and you're hearing their take on their life. And if you can take something away from it, I think is so amazing. Like how that person touched all these other people that they're actually, I mean, not a lot of people like to speak in front of people, especially a lot of people, especially when they're under duress.
Yeah.
So when you have 2, 3, 4, 5 people getting up there and speaking on your behalf after you've passed on, that's amazing. And when they're telling stories about you and everyone sees people through different lenses. And if you're like, wow, this was the life she lived and these were her takeaways and this is how happy she was and this is what made her happy or this is how she presented in these situations and man, I wish I could do, it just puts life into perspective a little bit more for me especially. So again, it's inspirational and it's humbling.
Well, because I think that exactly when I listen to eulogies or even like speeches, maid of honor speeches, whatever, the thing that really hits home for me, the things I remember are the little things, the little moments, the little stories, the little tales, all that. It's so interesting. And I think that, at the end, how did we even get on this topic, man?
Legacy.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, we're talking about legacy.
Like, how did we get to funerals? It's so funny. But no, like when I think about what do I want people to say when I'm gone, man, it has nothing to do with accolades. It has nothing to do with, what society like bases success on.
Right. Because can you imagine if your child got up there and gave your eulogy and was like, thanks, Mom, for leaving me all the money in the world and now I never have to work.
Yeah.
Not only does that say a lot about you, but it says a lot about your kid and who you raised.
Yeah.
So you would be very offended. But I hope you would come back and haunt the fuck out
I
of
was just going to say, I will come right out of that grave. Yep. No, absolutely. It's so like sad. Here's the thing too. We don't think about it enough and we don't talk about it enough because nobody likes to talk about death. But I lost my grandparents at a young age. So for whatever reason, moving through life then after that, and I was young, so maybe this was just me regardless, or it was maybe because of the death, and that's what I think. So I move through life as if I'm going to lose people that I love. And then because of that, I'm very vocal. My family's always very vocal. We're very loving. We say what's on our mind. We don't hold back. We're not that family that sits around in silence. And I think that makes some people uncomfortable when they come in. They're like, oh my God, you guys talk all the time. You talk about this and this person, and you talk about this. That's connection, right? And I think a lot of people aren't comfortable with that. But I think it's such a beautiful thing because I've taken the notion of whatever you would say at that funeral, say on a random Sunday when you call your parent. tell your sibling on a Wednesday night when you catch them, like, God, I love talking to you. God, I love going to brunch with you. I tell my kids so often, I mean, walking out today, I told Michael, Michael, I'm so proud of you. You are so kind and you're going to have an awesome day. And I can't wait to hear about it later. Or, I mean, say that to your friends. Why don't we, speak that kind of stuff now?
But that's
Like,
what I
do you want
said.
me to
It just,
write your eulogy and I'll tell you what I think of you? You know what I mean? Like, tell people what they mean. Tell them what their legacy is. Tell them how they light up the room when they walk in and they light up your heart and they make your day easier. And when you're having a shit day and you see a text from them, or you're scrolling social media and I see that they posted a story and it makes me smile or it makes me laugh. I mean, tell people
no,
when
I
they.
think we definitely need to be more present in the moment and realize that we are living on borrowed time and we can be gone tomorrow and everything can be taken away from us. So, I mean, as cheesy as the whole thing was, like, never go to bed angry, because God forbid, can you imagine the guilt you would feel that if you went to bed and you woke up and that person that you were fighting with or mad at all of a sudden wasn't there anymore?
So I kind of disagree on that. I feel like I live very authentically to myself, to where if I were to lose somebody, or say if I died and I was just in an argument with somebody, I hope that our friendship leading up to that point meant more than that last convo. Like, I totally get it when people are like, oh my gosh, and the last thing I said to him was X, Y, and Z. Like, that's horrible. And that's so sad. And I honestly, I guess I've never lived through that. But I also think that even if I had lived through that, I think that the friendship and the strong points and the love that we shared would have been more than just an art. Because, I mean, arguments happen.
No,
I go to bed angry.
I definitely agree with you. And believe me, I go to bed angry.
Yeah.
And especially sometimes I feel like I go to bed angry just to avoid, World War III.
Yeah.
So it kind of calms everything.
Well, I think that's smart. It goes back to what you said about taking time before you react. Why do you have to get in if you're in a bad mood, say, I'm not going to be fully present and give either of us what we deserve right now. So I'm just going to take some time.
Yeah,
and we'll
so
revisit.
At least you can say, okay, they were mad at me, but the last words they didn't say to me is F you, you effing B. I hate you.
Let's practice not saying that ever to
Right.
people, because unless they cut you off, unless they don't know how to merge, then say whatever you want.
Right. So who do you think, if you passed away today, who would be singing your praises and putting together your eulogy?
You.
But
Are you kidding me? You put together a whole fundraising event in an afternoon. Who else is going to do it?
I would definitely take the job. I already have like half of my family members I have to give the eulogy because no one likes public speaking in my family. They'll say, "Oh, we'll write it, but then you can say it."
Oh, that's sweet. Yeah, nobody likes public speaking, first off. Like, let's just be clear. But sometimes I feel like God gives an assignment to certain people, and those are the vessels that he's using to share what he wants the world to hear. That's just like my take. So for my aunt's funeral, and I think at both my grandparents, I said like a verse or like a Bible verse or read a poem. I spoke at my aunt's, I spoke at my dad's. I feel obligated not to go up there and say a bunch of nice things, but I feel like it is so important to share. So maybe obligation is a strong word. I just feel that it's important to share, to make sure that people know the real person, like how they loved, what I saw, what I witnessed. So yeah, I mean, I get it. I get nobody wants to public speak, nobody wants to talk, but the more that you talk about those things, I just think it's like so important, because that is people's legacy.
Yeah, I feel like that's gives me major anxiety when I am at a wake or a funeral and they ask for people to say a few words and nobody gets up.
Like, you want to run up there.
Like I feel like someone should say something, even if you
Absolutely.
didn't know them that well. Like, she was a lovely person. She was an amazing person.
Danielle, I'm going to find you at random funerals just talking about people. Oh my God, I just like, had a vision that like you're just going to be that person. Like, I'll be like, Danielle, what are you doing this weekend? You know, are you busy? Da-da-da. You got some showings? You got party? What are you doing? You're going to be like, well, you know, I got Daniel's funeral. Who's Daniel? Well, you know, I just feel like he doesn't have a lot of friends that are going to speak up on his behalf. So I'm going to go there and say a few nice words. That's going to be you.
But that would be terrible. Or imagine if you lived this amazing, great life and you had no one, like the saying, like if a tree falls in a forest, does it make a sound?
Ooh.
Like, imagine you living this great, amazing life and you had no one to share it with.
Yeah.
So even though you have this legacy, just because then people don't know about it, so really is it a legacy?
Right. Well, no, because I guess it depends what your definition of legacy is. You know, if it's the way that you connected with the world and made people in your community a better place, then no. You know, if there's nobody there accepting that, then you didn't leave anything behind.
Right.
I think it's really interesting because it's like, what do you focus on in life? What do you do every day? You know, like so many of us just show up and check off the boxes and that's it. There's literally some days that I just like don't want to see anybody, that I'm just like beelining toward. But what about that guy at the gas pump? Or what about that old lady that you're going to hold the door open for? Right? It's like your legacy doesn't have to be some huge grand thing. And I hope that when I die, even if people aren't going to stand up and say, you know, these amazing things about me, I hope that every single person there, whether they stand up and speak or not, have a memory of me that made their day better or a second of their day better.
It's the little things.
Yeah.
So if you can touch everybody with just one simple word, thought, feeling, or emotion, I think you did your job as a human.
Totally. You don't have to have kids. And in fact, if you don't want kids, don't have them only because you think that that's, you know, going to be a great legacy to leave. And if you don't have kids and you're thinking that you wish you did, or, I mean, and then there's going to be people listening that are like, I feel as though my legacy isn't what it should be because I didn't get that job, or because I was just let go, or because of this, that, the other. I mean, life tests you in the moments of loss and failure. Life isn't going to test you and teach you anything when you're succeeding and when you're getting everything you want.
Exactly. Yeah. It's about the struggle and how you maneuver through that struggle.
Mm-hmm. What didn't Michael Jordan say? It's not about how many times you fall, but how many times you get back up. Was it Michael Jordan?
Oh yeah, I was
Paul
thinking about
Revere?
I don't know who it was. I was thinking about Wayne Gretzky.
Is he hockey?
Yeah, it's not about the shots you take; it's about the shots you miss. Or oh, it's you don't watch The Office either. I feel like I need Mike. I need Mike or Jay.
I don't. Wait, why would The Office know they reference?
He referenced it, but he like messed it up.
Much like what we do.
Yeah.
We try really hard to bring you guys like the tidbits of.
Oh, this was it. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Amen.
And that's, yeah. If you,
wow.
I'm sure you've all heard of that by now. Maybe you didn't know it was Wayne Gretzky.
Yeah, I forgot about it though.
Yeah. So live your life and make it count.
Yeah.
And I think the best way to figure out what you need to maneuver in life or change in life is think about when you're gone, what are people going to say about you? And if what they're saying about you, you don't care, you don't mind, and you don't think it's a problem, then don't change. But if you're going to think of like, oh man, they're going to think that I was like so selfish and the biggest asshole and so mean and so rude and non-loving, and you don't like that, then that's a wake-up call to change.
Yeah, I heard this quote and it was like, I forgot it.
We're really doing well. We love all these quotes, and then we go to say it, we're like, what?
No, it was something along the lines of, you know, do whatever you got to do, just don't hurt people. And so I think that if you can marry these two thoughts of what are people going to say about you, and not just what are people going to say, what are people that you care about going to say about you when you're gone? Because, you know, there's haters. I mean, I luckily live in my little beautiful bubble of where I live and the people in my life that for the most part are very supportive. So I don't really deal with a lot of the haters, but they're out there. So don't worry about them. The people that you care about, what are they going to say? What are they going to remember you by? But if you can marry not only that, but also when you lay your head down at night, are you proud of the work you did today? Did you give your energy to people that are just sucking your energy? Are you surrounded by really toxic people and whatever that you spent your time with that you kind of were enabling or whatever? Like, don't do that, right? Just so that your loved ones remember you fondly. Like, stay true to yourself. Stay true to what's in your heart, and then also be there for the people that you care about. And if somehow it gels and you can do both of those things, awesome. Because there's so much in life that I have to say, I'm just not going to allow their feelings to navigate this for me, because their feelings don't matter as much as my ambition, my goals, what I need, right? So it's like if you can just somehow find this beautiful little compromise and find this balance of pleasing others that you love and being there, leaving a legacy, while also going after what's on your heart and in your soul, that I feel like would be the ultimate way to live your life.
Yeah. Well, are you happy? And if
Yeah.
you're not happy, that's not a way to go through life. That's
Yeah.
not a good legacy to leave behind. Because if I did have kids, I mean, I feel like that was the number one thing my dad really promoted is just be happy. Be
Aw.
happy with what you're doing. Be
Yeah.
happy with what you have. Be happy with who you're surrounded by. And I just feel like I know so many people that are not happy, like almost miserable.
Aw.
And it's like, what's the point? What is the point? Like, are you not okay with honing in on what's making you miserable? Are you too afraid of change? Have you not found the motivation to find your happy? Because again, we talk about this, and I know it's so generic, but we only get one life. Supposedly you get more, I don't know, deja vu. You're supposed to like you live the life before, whatever, how it works, I don't know. But for right now, for what we know, we only get one life. And I feel like we take it for granted. And we just really need to hone in on the one word, and it's just happy.
Oh, I thought Yoda was going to be the one word. You only die once. But no, it's happy. Okay, that's right. It's happy.
Yeah. I mean, YOLO, whatever your motto is, whatever works for you. But as long as you're happy.
Yeah.
So I hope you guys got something out of this episode, because we kind of got a little deeper than we usually do.
I know, right?
We threw in a few laughs, but I feel like we need to kind of navigate sometimes the hard topic and talk about hard topics. And sometimes when you hear other people talk about hard topics, you can easily bring it up and talk to your loved ones and significant others about these hard topics. And it helps you grow, and it helps you understand, and it helps you deal.
Absolutely. And if you are out there listening and you're thinking to yourself, you don't know how it's going to go at your funeral, and you want to put a line to Danielle so that she shows up, go ahead, message us, okay? I will keep a running list, okay? And so will Danielle. She's going to put your name on her sheets, okay? I'm sure she's already started. People I don't think will have anything good said about them, so I must get to the mic ASAP and let her do her thing, okay? Just reach out, guys.
We're here for you. Thanks again for listening. And again, we are like, weeks, days away from our event. So if you haven't purchased the ticket, do it now. Again, if you want to show up last minute, that's cool too. We know life is crazy. Kids, work, job, hobbies, husbands, girlfriends, boyfriends, whatever. But come, have a few laughs, grab a slice of pizza, and just be around cool people.
Cool people doing cool things.
Yeah. Thanks for listening, and we're going to keep being us so you can keep being you. Bye.
Bye.